The following is an article from the Wagon Wheel, 1984. The history of mail coming into the valley predates the founding of present-day Duvall. In the days of Cherry Valley, mail went to Monroe and was brought from there to the Doherty's kitchen where people came to pick it up. Thus, the Doherty house gained its reputation as Duvall's first post office. According to a letter from former postal inspector Guy R. Ramsey, Duvall's first post office was established on September 24, 1910. The following provides his documentation of Duvall's postal history. Prior to being established at its present location, the post offices were located in the businesses owned by the postmasters who had to buy their own post office boxes in the early days. Velma still has the 90 small P.O. boxes and 24 large ones that she purchased when she was postmaster. There is no such thing as a postmistress in the United States. The title of postmaster is given to both men and women. Velma's boxes are the first ones after the fire which burned the whole block of town where the hardware store and post office were located. These boxes were purchased in either 1926 or 1927. Velma was nominated by John M. Coffey, 6th District Congressman, to be the 4th-class postmaster in Duvall. Her appointment took place in September 1940. When the Duvall Post Office was promoted to 3rd-class status, Velma had to be reappointed. This meant that she had to be commissioned by the U.S. Senate as the nominee for this position. Her nomination was confirmed and she received a certificate signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. 4th-class appointments were considered as permanent unless there was a promotion to a higher status, but 3rd class and higher were very much subject to the winds of politics. The spoils system determined those positions. Soon after Velma's appointment, the Post Office Department came under the civil service system, depoliticizing it somewhat. In 1970, the United States Post Office Department was abolished and the U.S. Postal Service established. There are now no requirements for legislative confirmation of appointees. Appointments now go through the Postmaster General, previously a cabinet member, and its Board of Governors. Thank you to Velma Hill for providing the information on the history of the Duvall Post Office.
Speaking of Cherry Valley, here's the story on that name. The first post office in the valley was located on the east riverbank near the county line. This office was later moved to a home on the present Clarence Zylstra farm because of flooding at the former site. A box fastened to the wall in the kitchen served as the official post office, and the owner of the home, Mr. Lucius Day, was appointed the postmaster. When asked by the postal department officials what name to be applied to the location, Mr. Day looked out of the window at his 2 blooming cherry trees and replied, "Let's call it Cherry Valley."
Hi, my name is Denny Redman. I recently went down and observed a protest about the post office in Duvall, and I just wrote a little piece about this. The post office has been a much appreciated institution by U.S. citizens since its inception. But in recent months, the new head of the post office, a millionaire supporter of President Trump and appointed by Trump, has been ordering the removal of letter sorting machines and mailboxes and eliminating overtime wages for employees, ostensibly to cut costs. But the action has occurred in key battleground states where voting by mail because of the pandemic is crucial. With the possibility of mail slowing down, as it apparently has already, with a huge uptick in complaints from veterans and farmers especially, the issue of causing delay of ballots has come to the streets of Duvall. Recently, on the corner of Main and Stephens, by the King County Library, many local citizens stood with signs on 3 corners to voice their displeasure. On the 4th corner were Trump supporters who were showing support for Donald Trump and the new Postmaster General by waving flags and shouting at the protesters with comments like, "You just don't get it." So even in our little town of Duvall, it seems post office politics come to the surface.